I arrived in Beijing at night. The city was very crowded. Crowded means there are many people in one place. The airport was full of travelers from many countries. I heard different languages everywhere. People were walking fast, looking for their luggage, their friends, or the exit. Outside the airport, the air felt different. The lights of the city were bright, and cars were moving in every direction. I took a deep breath and said to myself, "This is China. My new adventure starts now." I got into a taxi. The driver did not speak English, and I did not speak Chinese. I showed him the name of my hotel on my phone. He nodded and started driving. During the ride, I looked out of the window. Tall buildings, colorful signs, and many people on the streets. Some people were on bicycles, some on scooters, some just walking with friends. Everything looked busy and alive. I was excited, but I did not know that the real challenge would start the next morning when I tried to order my first meal in China. When I arrived at the hotel, I was tired, but I could not sleep. I opened the window and listened to the sounds of the city at night. Cars, voices, and the wind between the buildings. I felt excited and a little nervous. The next morning, I woke up early. I wanted to explore the city and try real Chinese food. I walked into a small local restaurant near my hotel. The place was simple, with a few tables and chairs. Many local people were eating breakfast and talking together. I took a menu, but everything was in Chinese. There were no pictures, no English words. I could not understand anything. I felt lost. The waiter came to my table and smiled. He spoke to me in Chinese, but I did not understand. I smiled back and tried to explain with my hands. Finally, I said one word in English. "Noodles." He laughed and nodded. I wanted to be careful with the food, so I said, "Not spicy, please." I used my hands to show no fire, no hot. The waiter nodded again and went to the kitchen. When the food arrived, it looked delicious. There were noodles, vegetables, and sauce. I took the first bite, and it was very spicy. My mouth started to burn, and my eyes became wet. The waiter looked at me and smiled. I laughed and drank some water. I said, "This is spicy." Spicy means the food is hot and has a strong taste. Even though it was spicy, the food was good. I tried to eat slowly. At the table next to me, two old men were drinking tea and talking. They looked at me and laughed kindly when they saw my reaction to the spicy food. After breakfast, I thought my adventures with food were over, but the city still had more surprises for me, waiting in the crowded subway. After breakfast, I went outside again. The streets were still crowded. People were going to work, children were going to school, and shops were opening their doors. I walked for a long time, just watching people and listening to the city. I saw street vendors selling fruit, clothes, and small toys. I saw a group of young people taking photos and laughing together. Later that day, I decided to visit a famous place. I searched on my phone and chose a temple in the city. To get there, I took the subway. The station was crowded and many people were moving quickly. I watched the signs carefully to make sure I did not get lost again. Inside the train, there was almost no space. People were standing very close to each other. I held the metal bar and tried to keep my balance as the train moved. I listened to the announcements in Chinese and looked at the map above the door, checking my stop again and again. When I finally left the subway station, everything suddenly became quiet, and I realized I was close to a very special place in Beijing. When I came out of the subway station, everything felt different. The streets were quieter, and there were trees and old buildings around me. I walked a few minutes and finally saw the temple gate. I entered the temple. Inside, it was quiet and beautiful. The air smelled like incense, and I could hear only soft footsteps and the sound of the wind. I visited a temple. It was quiet and beautiful. Temple means a place where people go to pray. I saw people standing silently, closing their eyes and moving slowly. Some were lighting incense sticks, others were bowing. I did not understand all the traditions, but I respected the place and its peace. I walked around the temple yard. There were old trees, small statues, and red lanterns hanging from the buildings. For the first time since I arrived in China, I did not feel lost. I felt calm. I sat on a bench and looked at the sky. I thought about how different this quiet temple was compared to the crowded streets and noisy restaurants. As I left the temple, I wanted to understand not only the places in China, but also the country itself and its history. So I started to look for more information. Later, when I left the temple, I wanted to know more about the country. I opened my phone and started reading some basic facts. I learned that China is one of the biggest countries in the world. Many people live here, more than in any other country. There are many cities, but one city is the most important. Beijing is the capital city of China. I also learned that China has a long history, old traditions, and many different cultures inside one country. In some places, people speak different dialects, eat different food, and have different customs. As the sun started to go down, I walked back to the subway station. I was still a foreigner here, and I still did not understand the language, but I felt a little more connected to the place. On the way back to my hotel, I thought about my day. In just a short time, I experienced crowded streets, spicy food, a peaceful temple, and new information about the country. I said to myself, at first, I was lost. Now I am learning. Step by step, this strange place is becoming familiar. I knew that this was only the beginning of my journey in China. There were many more places to see, more people to meet, and more stories to tell. That night, when I looked at the city lights from my window again, I did not feel scared anymore. I felt curious and excited for the next day. I knew that tomorrow, China would show me a completely new side of itself. Thanks for watching this story all the way to the end. Your support means a lot. If you want to help shape the next episode, comment, "The next country should be," and add the country you'd love to see next. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next story in our journey around the world.